So as we've all heard with the Sonic movie, they're actually going to change the design as the director had stated, which is fantastic news for all of us. Oh my god, that's really exciting news. But this does bring up an interesting topic, and it's something, like, this is going to come across as possibly hate, but it's not intended as hate. I'm just trying to get the point across and looking at the most realistic things as possible. So you'll see these things online. There's multiple videos. It's on Twitter everywhere of people fixing the design, right? There'll be like an old shot versus a new shot. The new shot will be more like the games, like the Sonic games, with his eyes actually like connected properly, or his proportions exactly like the games, compared to the old movie shot. So people always like hail these people as like saviors and like, these people can do it with no budget, but the entire movie studio can't with a big massive budget. But that's, I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't like that mentality. You know why? Because you've got to remember, guys, one shot versus an entire animation, right? So obviously the studios, the artists have had to animate entire scenes, whereas an artist's job is simply to recreate one scene in a drawing, in a painting, whatever you have it. And obviously that's going to be a lot easier, you know? That's going to be a lot easier than doing an entire shot. Like, you can tell from the posters, right? The posters are all about a single shot to make Sonic look as cool as possible. And these posters are what looks good. These look better than the movie because they only had to focus on one specific thing. Whereas the movie, of course, is fluently trying to make a really good animation. I'm not giving an excuse, by the way. I'm not excusing the horrible design for the movie, especially in the shack, in that shed. It looks absolutely disgusting. I'm not excusing it, but I'm just saying that hailing these like artists, and I'm not saying these artists are rubbish. Congrats to them. They did a fine, good job on these designs. They look really, really good. But you've got to understand that it's easy to just recreate one shot compared to doing an entire animation. Now, let's say an artist literally recreated all of the animations from the movie in a more appropriate design. Fair enough. There you go. You know what? You proved them wrong. Well done. You proved them wrong. But at the same time, it's all about conceptualization. That's all it is. It's just a concept. Putting that in a movie structure, I don't know. And I've seen people say this online. My boy Artsy Omni was talking about the fact that having, like, you need to kind of add some realism to the design, right? Now, I'm not saying have to make his eyes separated, but you do need to understand that just plonking the direct video game design into the movie is not going to look right. That's going to look really cheap. It's going to look out of place, and overall, it's just not going to leave a good impression on people. I really don't think. I don't think that's the best idea. Of course, like, the fur is realistic. That's something I agree with. I think the fur should absolutely be realistic like that. But there has to be, like, there has to be more realistic elements. Like, the proportions are a bit off, don't get me wrong. But making Sonic a bit bulkier might just work. I feel like, because in the games, like, Sonic's legs are, like, super skinny and small. Is that going to translate well to a live-action movie? Because I don't know if it's going to. I'm really worried the design team behind the design of the movie, the directors, blah, 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 are going to, like, drastically change the design in order to make it a, like just a direct game design. And I don't think that's the best option to go with. I really, really don't. I think there needs to be some sort of realism. Of course, I want the eyes fixed. I think that's one thing I don't understand. They said it would be impossible to do one eye. Don't understand that. Like, I don't understand that. Like, that needs to change. Absolutely. But, like, Sonic's overall size in that, I understand. Like, I understand that. Sonic having a center mouth, I totally understand. Sonic Boom had to do that. So why can't this do that? I feel like that's going to be way more appropriate. I've mentioned this in a past video, but having Sonic have a side mouth and doing that when you're looking directly in front of him looks incredibly bizarre. So making him have a center mouth totally makes sense. What makes Sonic look a bit weird is that he doesn't have an attitude half the time. He doesn't have those eyebrows facing down that makes him look a bit edgy. Not edgy as in Shadow the Hedgehog edgelord, as in, like, cool, you know? Just cool. He doesn't really have that in half the movie, and that's why in half the shots you see, he looks super bizarre because he's got these generic cartoon eyes and nothing to distinguish, I cannot speak. Nothing to make his eyes separate from any other character, any other animated character. It's just that. It's just, like, it's not unique. And that's something I think they will change. Basically, here's what I would expect from the change. I would expect mostly facial changes. I wouldn't expect body proportions or like how big his head is, blah 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 blah. Just like facial stuff. Because I feel like that's stuff they can actually fix. That's stuff they can actually fix. So that's what I expect. Also, my camera is going to run out. So if I cut off randomly, that's why. That is why. But basically, I just don't like the mentality of artists being hailed as this like godsend amongst people. I'm not saying they're not great. They are very, very talented. But you just got to understand the perspective of the actual animators for the movie. They have to do so much more than just simply recreate one scene. One singular scene. Do you know how many frames are in this animation? There's loads and loads of frames. You've got to understand it. And honestly, they're just being told like what to do by the director, to be honest. I mean, I'm not giving an excuse that the design looks ugly. It does look very, very ugly. Do not get me wrong. But it's not as easy as you think to just plonk the game character into the movie. That's all I'm saying. Seeing one of my thumbnails, I used one of the images and it's just Sonic's eyes. They're just connected. But his head seemed to be like the same proportions and everything. And it looked cool. That's the kind of changes I'm talking about. That's the kind of changes I feel like they need to go with. Not drastic changes like legs, arms, blah 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 blah. Looks a bit weird in shots, don't get me wrong, like that action scene, missiles are all coming at him, he's looking at his invisible watch. He does look a bit bizarre there, don't get me wrong. He's too tall, he looks kind of like he's in a suit, in a way. Like it's just a man wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog suit. That does look a bit bizarre. But, do not expect that to change. Because unless, and this is the theory that I might discuss in another video, the theory is that they've already got a fix for the design, and this is a massive publicity stunt. Unless they have that, then do not expect that to change. Because that will cost them loads of money. That will cost them a crap ton of money. Especially like merchandise and everything. If they've been starting to do merchandise, then how in the world can they really afford to do this? Unless they delay the movie, unless they've got the design already. That's a discussion for another video, but that's just a thought I want to put out there. Keep your expectations kind of low, but keep them kind of high. That's really it. That's really the point of this video. Just, artists, you're doing a very good job. Do not let me put you down. I'm not trying to put you down. I think you're doing a fantastic job. But for the people hailing them, voice crack. For the people hailing them, you need to understand, people, that it is really hard to make an entire scene of a design. Even though it looks bad, it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3. I fixed it. It's not as easy as that. And to expect not major changes on the overall proportions of Sonic, but more so his facial expressions, his facial animations, blah blah blah. That is what I would expect. That is everything I've got to say. Thank you all for watching this video today. I think I'm going to hit the 10-minute mark. By the way, guys, that's a meme. Please, that's a meme. But with all that said, my dudes, let me know what you think is going to be changed. Because I think it's going to be facial stuff. That's really it. I need to end this before it drags on any further. Thank you all for watching, my dudes. I clapped early. Yeah, I'm wasting time. Peace out, my dudes.
Oh, what's going on? Anybody?
Something's not right.
Hello? Hey, I've been looking for you, Baldy McNosehair.
What's wrong with my mustache?
Eggman!